DeFi Pulse is another one that we signed a partnership with recently, and they're people outside of the crypto space won't be familiar with them, but they're a big name in this space. And what they do is they provide index products similar to ETFs for DeFi and crypto assets. And so we're basically through WonderFi now, you can in one or two clicks own a market cap weighted index of everything in the of the major assets in the DeFi and crypto space. And then we're working with DeFi Pulse to create more custom indexes that are more tailored for specific risk tolerances and audiences.
And you've got an app coming up. Tell us about that.
Right. So the WonderFi app, it's our core product. It really is the trusted gateway to DeFi and is focused around education and just simple access, taking out all the jargon, taking out all of the stuff that the early adopters of crypto care about, but the mainstream does not. And it's somewhere to go where you can get into the space, buy your first assets, trade through decentralized exchanges in a really simple way, earn interest on those assets through lending, staking, and then buy indexes to own the market. And it's all done in a non-custodial way. So it's really empowering people to own and control their own assets. And that's really in line with the whole thesis of DeFi, which is putting the power back in the hands of the people and helping to democratize finance.
I need to talk to you about Facebook's transition to the metaverse. Has this been correlated at all with the surge recently in the last 2 days with Ethereum and Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin less so, but Ethereum especially. Are they related at all? Bitcoin's price movement, Ethereum's price movement, and Facebook's next steps towards focusing on the metaverse?
I think Facebook's been looking at that change for a while, and they've, going back to 2017, have been investing in looking at how blockchain can play into what they're doing. So I know that they have some extremely talented people, some of the best talent in the in the world working at Facebook and looking at blockchain and crypto and how they can integrate that into what they're doing. So I don't necessarily think the all-time highs have played a part in that. I know it's been a part of their strategy, and they're very forward-looking in terms of the direction that they're going. So, but it is exciting to see giants like that are making big steps into the space. I think it's just great for it's great for adoption as well, because if you have people reading headlines about this name change and then being able to dig in a little bit more about why they're doing it and what's really behind that.
So there's no correlation at all. It's not pushing up the price of the cryptocurrencies, is what you're saying?
I apologize. I thought you were asking if the Facebook decision was being impacted by that.
Well, I mean, that's an interesting angle too. Yeah, the other way.
Yeah. The other way. I think it definitely has an impact. Everybody has eyes on Facebook, and for sure we've seen it time and time again when you have leaders in the economy like Facebook and Tesla, MicroStrategy, etc., Shopify, when they show an interest or an investment in the space, it reacts accordingly. So I would say it's certainly playing into that for sure, among a number of other factors.
Before we continue, help us clicking that YouTube like button and subscribe now to our channel. This shows the algorithm that you valued this information, and it helps us spread that message. Sharing is caring. And now, let's continue.
Okay. I generally, what do you think about the metaverse? Is that something you're looking forward to?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I think there's a lot of potential there. It's not a focus for me personally or for our company, and I think one of the lessons that we learned from the last cycle in crypto in 2016 and 2017 is there's going to be a lot to focus on because there's so many different opportunities, but the best way to execute and to really add value into the space is to focus on one thing. And so right now there's DeFi, there's NFTs, there's the core crypto stuff with Bitcoin and Ethereum. There's a bunch of new assets. There's the metaverse, and so I think it's great that there's people focused on growing that area, and Facebook stepping into the space is going to be great for really for the ecosystem as a whole. But personally, my focus is more around decentralized finance.
So before I let you go, meme coins. I know you're not a trader. I know you're not a money manager, but you're an expert in the DeFi space. You follow the cryptocurrency market very closely. What's going on with Shiba Inu? I read somewhere that somebody, I don't know if this is true, but an address was apparently looked up. It had $8,000 worth of Shiba last year invested. Now it's up to about 5 billion. That person never sold. There's a new coin that came out. It's called Squid. It's the cryptocurrency based on Squid Game. Yeah, that's up 20. I was looking at CNBC. It's up 2,400% in the last 24 hours. What's going on in this space right now? Yeah,
that is insane.
Ticker SQUID Squid. Yeah,
I'll have to take a look. That actually that hasn't come on my radar until now. That's exciting. I think, and I know I have people that I know closely that were early investors in Dogecoin and some in Shiba, and so I've heard these stories, and you see it really, it changes people's lives, which is really incredible. But
no kidding.
I think I hindsight is always 20/20. I'm like, I'm not going to buy a coin that has a dog on it, but I think the lesson from that, or just the it's really interesting to me because it just shows how much the social media universe plays into finance now. And so we see it in crypto with coins like this, and we've seen it with GameStop and Robinhood, Squid Coin that you're talking about. It just solidifies that finance has changed, and it is very social now, and that is who holds the power. It's the crowd that holds the power.
Again, hindsight is 20/20, but actually, when you think about it, it makes sense. I mean, Dogecoin's already had its peak and its bubble, and it's popped. What's the next meme coin? Well, it's the coin that looks like Doge. It's the other dog coin.
Yeah, I know.
It makes sense. Right?
It's so simple. It's so simple.
It's so simple.
Yeah, it's so
Actually,
simple.
Twitter, crypto influencers were all over Twitter in the last couple of days. One of my favorite tweets was from this lady. She said, "If I had $8,000 and I need to flip it into a 5 billion by Memorial Day, what would that be?" Do you have any idea as to what the next meme coin is going to be?
Maybe let's see what the next new Netflix series is, and maybe that'll be a good indicator.
It's not
that's my best guess.
Not a bad strategy. All right.
Do you want to know one thing about crypto? I made over 3,000% in profit in a few weeks. Fact is, the traditional financial system, the traditional money system makes you poor, not rich. If you want to earn $500,000, $1 million, you have to wait until you're 50, 60, 70 in the traditional financial system, and you probably will still be broke. And you will be old. This is not a sexy combination, as you can imagine. But the question is, how can you start in crypto and make these profits? Where to invest? Where to start? My name is Gunnar, and I'm from Germany, as you can hear, and things are a little bit different in Germany. More about that later on. Fact is, there are lots of different cryptocurrencies. It's a gigantic universe where beginners and professionals get easily lost. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. There are 7 key steps you need to follow to become successful in this market. You have to know them, and if you fail one of them, it's literally impossible to succeed in this market. Just an example, one of the key points is your exchange, and one of the biggest are, for example, Binance and Coinbase. These are trusted and well-established exchanges, but, and this is a big but, you won't find the super profitable coins on those exchanges. The unknown super profitable coins that get gigantic profits are not traded on those kind of exchanges. They are traded on much smaller insider platforms that are barely known. And I can tell you what those super secret exchanges are and why they are so profitable. And another super important thing are the right information sources. The point is, the internet is gigantic. There are hundreds and hundreds of YouTube channels, blogs, pages, and much more. And there are also market makers and influencers. For example, Elon Musk, he is not a crypto guy, but the moment he recommended Dogecoin, it went through the roof, to the moon, so to say. But why did he recommend it? Where did he hear it from? He didn't hear it from newspapers. And believe me, he is listening to someone. But you have to know who, and you have to react before he is reacting. This is really, really important. And these are only 2 of the 7 steps you have to follow in order to be successful in crypto. And if you want to know all of these steps in much more detail, and if you want to have a comprehensive checklist, here's what you should do. There is a link below this video. Click on this link and you will get the opportunity to subscribe to my channel. Click on the link and you will see a video where I explain the next steps. So see you soon. Click on the link now. I'll see you there.